Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna look at how to make this simple, compact, modern house, which some of you guys have voted for. Also want to mention, if you want to download my worlds and individual builds or support my channel, you can check out my Patreon page, link is in the description. I have been delaying this build for a while now since crystal is heavily needed to complete this build, but if you guys haven't known, due to the fact that Frost Cave will be out soon and you'll be able to farm the crystals a lot easier in those caves, so I think the timing is just right. So here are the materials that you will need for this build. Bear in mind, this is just an estimate. Okay, so you guys should have the layouts all done here. So it's basically like a so you have a little extension here, which is a 3, and then you have a little 1 going back, and then another 3, and to the side is about 7. Yes, it is about 7. So it's just a basic layout. Okay, so first we're gonna start off with, well, one of the main thing that I'm be using is wood iron poles and beams. This is gonna be right now our main building piece to start off with, to kind of get the frame out of the structure, and also the fact that we're not going to be using thatch roof, so we're going to be using like the stone floor as our roof to kind of make it more realistic, or in that same line as how modern house would look. Although you do have modern house with thatch roof, but I'm talking about those little flat top roof structure. You get my drift. So I'm starting off with right here with a wood iron pole. Maybe I should make it at around, I think this height is good, so around that. So maybe go down a bit into the ground, so that should be like about, from the floor into the top is like about half of the, I think it's about half. Let's do a check here. Yeah, so it's like half of a wooden wall. All right, so we have that half, so we're just going to count. So with this on top, this is like, call it 3 meters, and we to go up to that height. And just to kind of make sure that everything is properly lined to a certain level, just gonna get a door and see what we have working with. We possibly can make this a bit shorter, so we can break that. We can get a 1 meter wood, place that right on top, get a wood iron pole, place it right within the wood. It will basically line up with that 1 meter wood there, and they basically kind of get a half or 1 meter extra for the pole right there. So this would be say 1, 2, about 3, 4. I can call that about 4, and we can focus right here on our front. Just want to get our front lined out, and we're just gonna get a stone. We'll just snap it right here at the front, and we just take this one out, get our stone floor facing this block there, take that one out, and we're just gonna bring this straight up about 14 stacks. So starting from the bottom, 1, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, so you should be able to achieve this without any wood iron pole to assist. So 14. Okay, so with that all set, now let's take out our door here, and let's gonna get our pole here, and let's put our wall down, and we're just gonna have the same staggered effect. There's something I'm gonna do with the wood for the front here, so you can just bear in mind with that whenever I reach to that point. So we basically trying to get the structure frame out, and we make our doorway. We're just gonna turn the stone this side or this direction, and we can maybe, no, we're not going to make it overlap into the other stone because it's going to look weird. So let's put a small stone right there. Then we just get a regular 2-meter stone, kind of make it staggered bit there. Although you could possibly use it and maybe stack it straight up, but because I'm going to keep the staggered look on the other side, when I'm putting adding the wood in front of the stone, but we will get to that. So we are going to have this all set at the same level. All right, so the next thing that I need is our beam, and we're going to place it right there. And I want a extra 1 meter, so I'm gonna get the 1 meter wood, place it right in front, get our beam, and basically have it overlapping within the wood there. Take that wood out, and we got that little extra 1 meter. Pretty easy. So, and we just bring this straight across, and we should be good. There, we're going to bring this over. Bring this straight over, and that should be good. Okay, so basically what we're gonna do is that we're gonna frame the whole top section out with the wood iron beams here. So it's going all the way around, and let's bring up a pole right here to support it. Let's get the 1 meter wood, place it on top, get the wood iron pole, snap it right there to have the same height. Good. Then we're going to bring this around this side, so basically following the same frame out here of the structure. Just make sure that you have for like right here, I think you need one more support. So let's, hopefully it's not going to get into the way of our design, but we can shift it later on. So let's just bring this all the way around, and we should be good. Okay, so for our top floor, what we're going to be using, this called the cage floor 2x2. The reason why we're going to use this because we can manually set it right a little bit at the top of the wood iron beam here, because I want to place this stone floor and I don't want the wood iron beam to show. So instead of using that, I can use this that can hide within the stone floor itself. So for example, let's show you where I want to use, hold on a sec, let me just make sure that it is snapped on top of the stone instead of the grill. All right, there we go. So you may see that it might shift a bit, and we can just snap it right within that groove there, as you can see. So it's tucked in a bit. If you're having an issue where it's poking out at the bottom, just try to make sure it's placed right at the very top of the wood iron beam here. So for this, it's pretty good. Let's get the big one here, so we can basically piggyback off it and go all the way around. Just make sure that you're having the stone snapping properly so that you don't have it shown at the bottom. So great. So if you have your thing looking like this, then you're on the right track. So we basically gonna piggyback off of this stone here and fill out this area. We're just making sure that it is snapping and following the same line as the stone and not the iron cage. So we're gonna do this to the edge. So right here we kind of have oh, let me fix that up. So we're gonna have a bit of a overlap in right here. I think for this point I would want it to poke out a bit, because we're gonna use that to our advantage in our design. So we're gonna fill all this area out. Let me just do over here, kind of get it all framed out here. Don't worry about the iron beams and poles that are showing. We're gonna clean that up with some wood trimmings on top of those. So we going to finish all of this, Okay, so with the floor now done here for the top section, we're going to kind of work out how our window is going to look down here. So I am going to use, let me see, I'm going to use some stone, and I'm making the windows about 2 or maybe 2 glass width, so around that. And let's see, I think I'm gonna make the stone a bit wide like this. I'm gonna add 2, we kind of alternate between the 2 meter and 1 meter stone to have the staggered stone look. Then we can add another space here for our next set of windows, and this one is going to be a bit different because we're going to we're just going to use this as a way to get the stone floor to go in halfway in, and we bring in this straight up to this level here. So what we want to do is that kind of have this little overhang coming straight to the front like this, and should be good. Now we're going to go over on the other side to kind of see what we can frame out. Now for this section here, I want to have a window as well, so we're just going to put we're going to use wood in this case here. We can put maybe, I think we can, yeah, that's fine, because it's going to stick itself right into this stone floor, and we may use it, you know what, I don't want it to show. We're going to take that out. We're going to use a 1 meter wood and place it right there instead. And let's finish this up. So basically glass going to be in between here for the house. Now for the side, I was thinking about doing the same thing. Let's see, so we have space there, another space, then stone, and this time I was thinking of bringing this stone floor way up to the top. So we're going to see if we can get that snapping point again. We get a half, I'm gonna use a half stone or 1 meter stone, and still like this, take this out, get the stone floor, snap it in like that, and we're going to bring this straight up. So what I plan for this is that this is going to come straight up, way up. Well, we can trim this down later on. Okay, so I brought this about 12 stone walls stacked, stone floors stacked, and including that little one there that is stuck right into the ground there. So we're going to work with what we have here, stagger this section. We have our little windows here. We'll just stack some stone and we should be good. Okay, so we're gonna try to mark out our top section here, but first let me just show you where I'm gonna put the stairs. So where I place this second wall here, where this this small stone wall here, so right at the edge for the window, so you're gonna place the stairs here going up to this section right here. You're going to take out these stones, you can take out these iron bars as well. Let's see if we can clean this up. We can take these out as well, should be good. And let's see, we can use this stone as a snapping point here to kind of overlap on the remaining stairs and get ourselves up to the top. Then we can more than likely just clean up the sides here. We can clean up the sides right here for the stairs by just placing a wooden beam right here underneath. Make sure that it's not snapping on the iron beam, if the iron cage that is shown right here. So right underneath here, then you just put another one in that direction. We get our stone floor, try to have that as a snapping point so that we can get it tucked in to the side like that, and then we just piggyback off that stone and we should be good. So next we're going to frame out our top section, and we're just going to follow our iron beam right here at the front. We're just going to bring this straight up, so it's 1 2 3, and we're gonna find our edges. So that same line, bring this side up, 1 2 3, to do the same thing here, 1 2 3. 4 corners right here, not going to be right here, so we're going to start somewhere here. So let's bring this top section across, 1 2 3, and we're just going to bring this down, straight down to the ground. Make sure it's touching the ground, so that's you get that support. All right, great. So I imagine that we have a balcony right here, so I'm going to shape it out. Just going to bring this back, 1 2, then we bring this across, 1 2 3, and we basically bring this straight down, touching the other iron beam like this. Should have enough support. Let's bring this straight across, kind of frame it out with everything else. That should be fine. Okay, so everything should be connected. Oh, let's make sure it's connected there. Great. And we just finished up with everything else connected. So everything is all set here, so we just need our cage. Now just remember that you need to place the cage right on top, so holding down on the shift key and manually placing the cage right up top there, just slightly, because we don't want it to be showing right underneath the stone. So that should be good enough. Let's see, we just want to make sure. Let's place our stone here that we're gonna follow off of, and see if everything is all good. No, we are kind of piggybacking off the cage there. Let's do it a lot better. All right, there we go. So that should be pretty decent enough, and we just piggyback off the cage. We're placing the other cages all around, and we just fill out this area with the cage, and then we'll proceed with our next step. The cages are all set, so let's place our stone, and we just gonna fill out the whole area here, and then we can proceed. Okay, so the next thing that we're gonna do here is that we're gonna have add a little bit of detail into the structure. That's kind of get things kind of frame out where things go, where we're gonna have some windows and whatnot. So first we're gonna come right here into this corner here, and we're just gonna get a 1 meter stone. Just gonna place it on this stone floor, so it should go into the ground like this. If your stone floor is stick down into the ground, but it should be in line with that stone floor. So we just need it to have a snapping point for this stone floor here that I'm going to place, and I want to overlap it to kind of have this overhang basically around this edge here, because what we're going to do is that we're going to bring this straight up all the way up to the top of the roof, well, in line with the top of the roof, basically like this. And then we're going to have its same line that's coming across like that. So I should have something looking like this. So I do want a little overhang just like we have right here to the side. So we're just going to use the 1 meter wood as a little snapping point there for the stone, so we can get that done. So we can take those out, and then we just slide that in. Great. Okay, so for this side now, where we have this little column here, we're just going to make sure that we have that fill in right here. And what we're going to do is that the overhang, we're going to make it go to this direction to the back, so it should line up looking like this. We will clean up this section afterwards. Going to leave it as is. I don't think I'm going to make a stone overhang for that section there. Just want to kind of have a different look, and as you can see, it's kind of having like a modern house structure shape.
There are some that's really like, and this is one of them, this kind of shape here. But then we're moving on, we're going to try work out how our layout is going to be within the house. So I kind of have to visualize that as an actual home. So let me just put a little wall here. So I'm gonna think, I was thinking that to make this a little bedroom, and maybe make right here be like the doorway, and bring this straight down. Maybe fill this wall up. Maybe we can consider this as a bathroom. For right here, let's see, we'll just work with the line of this the original layout, make it staggered, and we are set right there. Good. And then kind of frame out the bathroom, so that should be good. I'm going to bring the wall up and show you what really have in mind for this. Let's see, just make the wall staggered. So let's get a small stone wall, then we just carry this over, place that on top, get us regular one, a small stone wall right here at the edge, be good, and get a small stone for right here. Then we can put a 2 meters stone right on top. All the way across. Fill that section out. I think I want to put like a little back window, maybe a little bit higher. I don't know. No, I don't want the stone to kind of overlap the stone floor, because it kind of give her a different pattern, which I don't want, which is that. So we're just going to use a short stone like this, then we just bring it straight across, 2 meter stone right on top, small stone right here, 2 meter stone on top of that, and we use a 2 meter stone going across. All right, so I said I wanted to put a window, so let's see, maybe something around that height. Did I plan to make it in line with this? I think I didn't plan for it to be in line. All right, so we would have to make some adjustment. Let's move this out. So we're gonna make it be in line about here. Because I don't want the outside to look so flat, so that should be good. And a small stone, 2 meter stone, small stone, 2 meter stone, and then we bring all of this going across. So something like this, and maybe make this a little bit bigger, maybe about that. That should be good. Fill that section out. Okay, so we have the same size working with, and we just bring this up and let's break maybe about that. Maybe an opening like that should be fine, because we just want to ensure that we have the whole concept down, and then we can add our little touches here and there. And for here, I know that glass is going to be here, so it's not going to be so chunky like this stone wall. So we're going to fill that in right now. So glass can't support itself when stacked, so we're going to do like a 2 space, just like we did at the bottom. And then we put like a wooden wall, wood going straight up like this. Should be okay. We can put one here because we're gonna basically line that up and fill that section up. Glass again, then wood, going straight up, glass again. So basically we're doing this until we reach over to the wood iron hole there. Okay, so with all the wood in place, so this is how it is, and the wall layout here. So I've placed the bed down here to kind of give an idea how the bedroom is, and yeah, you have the bathroom section there, and we're gonna have our little patio section right here. So we're just gonna put our stone well, our glass rather, to frame out our little balcony area here all the way around. For this section, we'll just put 2 glass, and we're gonna put our wood to, let's try to aim at the stone there. Okay, just kind of frame this out. We'll just put one over here as well, frame this out. We just stack the aim at the wood so that the glass can stack going up, and we just finish it off with some wood right there, right here as well. Kind of give, let me just do this to kind of give you an idea what to do. So just want to make sure that it's not stacking. All right, that should work. Great. Then we'll just do that on the other side. But this section here, so I was thinking we use a wood going up. I'm gonna have a little doorway here to access our balcony. I think I'm gonna fill this with glass as well. Good. So we're gonna raise this wall. So let's make it staggered. Let's put a small stone wall, 2-meter stone, small one, 2-meter stone, and we just bring this straight across like that. Fill this out here. Right here, we should make this one come straight across so that we can have our doorway. I think it's about let's see, should be about this high. Our doorway should be, yeah, about that. Good. So we have all that set, and we're just gonna fill this section out with glass. But let's see what we're gonna do here. All right, so right here we're gonna have a little bit of overhang, and we're going to get our 1-meter wood, place it at the edge right. Let's see if we can get it to aim at the stone. Well, let's use the edge right here. Be a lot better for us. And we just get our stone floor. See if we can get that snap in. There we go. And just bring this straight across like that. Great. And we're gonna do our same glass design right there. So it's a 2-meter and something like this. So there's I'm gonna put stone right here. So let's see, somewhere there. Yes, that should be enough space. And we're gonna make it staggered. So small stone wall, regular one, small, and the regular. Let's make sure that we're aiming at the stone so that it doesn't snap in to whichever place that it wants to do by itself. And I think I want to make a window right here. I think I want to make a big window. So let's break this. Maybe something about this size. I think this is pretty decent. Yeah. So we're gonna frame this out later on, but let's fill out these glass section here, even down here as well, and see what we have afterwards before we put in our next set of details. Okay, so we're gonna add a bit of more detail and to kind of make it feel more, I don't know, less rustic. So I'm gonna add some wood wood here, so going along this side. And for like the where the glass are, I made a quick adjustment. So instead of let the wood stay flat, I rotate it to have the edge poking out like that, and do it like this here, and do it on the other side to basically frame out the window. So just do it right here and here as well. Now for the base right here, gonna use the stairs, aim right at the stone floor and have it tucked in like halfway into the ground, just like that, to the side. It's starting to look pretty unique. Now we're going to add a bit of wood right here at the base. Maybe we can bring this straight across and make it look a bit uniform. Okay, so I added some wood trims right here, which I can show you over here, where this basically hide the wood iron pole beam going across to just fill this area out. And once I have that set, I think I use this side first as a guide. Hold down on shift key and basically line it up with the stone right at the side there at the edge. Also just a little bit above the current wood layout, and just bring it over to the side here, kind of go into the wall, and then we're going to follow this line. I actually need to bring this a bit more forward, so let's break this. So I think we're going to use the line, so this wood line instead for the front. So see if we can catch that, and we can bring it down a bit, and I think that should be decent enough. Let's see, and do something like that. Yes, that's pretty much good enough. And we just bring this straight down. Let's take that out. That should be good. And we finish up our front here, or let's maybe get a little piece kind of tuck in right there to fill in that gap. And that is it. Maybe I could have bring it down a bit further to kind of hide a bit of the little iron that is showing there, but I think we can work with it for now, and we can fill this area with glass. Should be good. Now for this section here, yes, I've done the adjustment for the top section here. You can do it as well if you wish, or you can let it remain as is. So for our side right here, I'm going to use the same method. Just rotate it a bit, aim at the stone, so that's to get that support. And that glass doesn't provide any support at all. Let's see if we can get that corner. There we go. Get our wood, and we should place a stairs right here. All right, so it's coming alive. I think I may leave this this stone wall as is, and we should add some wood right here. Just want to make the base a bit different, some little bit of variety, if you get what I mean. So let's hide the wood iron hole here. We're covering it up with some more wood, like that. For the front here, I think we're gonna do the same thing, kind of keep consistent with the theme of this portion. I'm not gonna do it like everywhere, but like some parts, like this, a little bit of the wood going on. Although I do hate how the stone is showing a bit in that case here. Let's see if we can fix this section here up. I think inside it can maybe leave the stone, that's fine, but we'll see as we go along. We kind of rotate this to have the wood edge showing. Do that. I think maybe we could do this on the other side here. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, I think we can do that. And the seal for our doorway there with our top wood there, and I'm thinking maybe I put just one row of wood. Not sure as yet. Let's fix up our edge right here, kind of rotate that. Yes, give that a little nice edge. It looks pretty decent so far. Maybe give it like a base molding kind of look. Maybe something like that. Let me see if we can do it on the other side. Maybe we can tuck it in a bit and maybe something like that. Not too much. Let's see. Let's put our door down just to see what we have going on for us. Okay, so all right, I think that is okay. Let's see how it looks. All right, a bit of a variety. Make sure that all these little wood iron beams are covered up nicely with some wood. Hide those a bit. We're just going around how to take this out. Let's see if we can give our window a cleaner look. Add in the edges. Okay, and is there anything I could add? Oh yes, window ledge. So we got to have our window ledge here. Yeah, so something looking like this should be good. Yes. Okay, that's not bad. And maybe a little crown right up top. See if we could put a little extra. Maybe put this in the middle, and then we can get a little extra to the side. Following the line. I'm holding down on shift key and just manually placing these in. Let's basically follow the line. We have something looking like that. That's nice. Maybe we should rotate the sides here. Make the edge of the wood face us. So I think that should be good. Okay, let's break these and rotate them as well. Great, now it's looking a lot better, and we can do this on this window here. Just bring this up to the side. Okay, so for our window ledge here, so because the glass and the stone doesn't look like it's naturally blending together, so we're just gonna add some wood as a middle ground there to add a bit of a flavor. I think we're gonna leave it just as is. Should be fine. Our doorway should be fine. I think I'm gonna use the same wood here on this side. Just kind of give a different look otherwise from the stone. And we kind of clean up the edges here, rotate this, the wood here, get the wood edge poking out, something like that. And let's see, do we need anything for the side here? I think that should be good. Let's see if we could we add a bit more detail, like right here. For me, the wall looks a bit flat, so maybe we can add a bit more detail, something looking like that, I'm guessing. Yeah, and add a bit more wood trim right there, and we can take these out. Okay, so for right here, I was thinking that we could add some more wood trim, maybe to the edge, lined up to the edge, kind of bring this straight down, maybe down to this side. We could do that. Fill that out, maybe get a small wood here to fill the gap here. Have something looking like this. Oh, we didn't fill out the top right here. Let's do that to make that looks a lot cleaner. Then for our front, we kind of bring this around, kind of overlapping, going across. We got a small piece to snap right in here. I mean, the structure of the build is pretty easy. It's just the detailing of it is the key thing to kind of make it look different than what you'd normally do for more of a rustic build because of the stone. being how it is. So we have to add a lot of trim here and there to get the whole essence of a modern house and how it would look. Let's bring this across and just fill this section here. So it's coming alive. It's you kind of get the vibe from it. Okay, so some final touches here at the front. So we're just gonna get our stone stairs here and kind of snap it onto the stone floor to kind of get this look here at the front. Not too much. You see, it's pretty subtle there. We just maybe can do some to the side. Let's see if we can get that in right there. Yes. We just bring it all way down. Okay, all right, so the next thing that we need to do is just to fix up our inside. Now it's a pretty small modern house, so I'm just kind of having just like the necessaries. I know I could go bigger with it, but I think it would be too much. I think I'm gonna put this, set this maybe as the kitchen, I guess, and we have our little eating area. And then we would have upstairs where we have our little sitting area where we can chillax, and our balcony as well. So I am going to, I think everything is all set here. I just want to show you some bit of detail. Maybe we can soften up inside to make it feel a little more modern. So we going to add some crown molding in this form here, so let's kind of make it a bit different, if you get what I mean. It's something like that, kind of soften up the stone look a bit by adding some wood trim here and there. So it's kind of have a top part that is and outer bits, and the base part kind of stick into the stone wall, like about halfway, or the maximum amount that you can go, and have something looking like this. Make sure to clean up our doorway so the little jagged stone look doesn't dominate the whole look of the build. See, maybe we can add something like that. Let's close our doorway. Not too bad. Maybe we could add a wood here over to the side, make it a bit cleaner. We can add some more wood trim right up top. Basically, we're just gonna do this all around so that we can basically soften the look a bit. Can do some at the bottom here, do something like that. See if we can get, maybe we can do some over here as well, like that. So that looks good. So I'm basically gonna just repeat this all around wherever stone you see in these little corners here, and I'm gonna add the kitchen, and then you're gonna see how it looks, because basically the structure is really done. So it's just the interior that we needs to work on, and then maybe we do some little yard work. So you guys are gonna see how it looks after I'm done off screen. That is it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you do, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more tutorials like this. Thanks to all my lovely patrons for keeping the channel going, and thank you all for watching, and always aspire to inspire.